What is one of, if not the biggest challenges for speakers to become excellent at standing in front of a group and giving a presentation? That's the subject of this week's dose of public speaking medicine. Hi, I'm Michael Davis, the Storytelling MD. Many public speaking coaches are very good at teaching the fundamentals and the technical side of speaking. What I mean by that is teaching how to structure a presentation properly, how to develop stories, how to deliver your presentation. That's the technical side. Where I find that most speakers drop the ball, and this was true of me for a long time, was that we didn't do a very good job of dealing with the inner game of public speaking. What do I mean by the inner game of speaking? Those are the messages that run through our heads as we prepare our talks and as we stand in front of others and give our presentations. Many times, those messages are negative. And I say that I was one of those coaches that didn't properly deal with this issue until very recently. I'm recording this in May of 2017, and it's really been until this year that I haven't focused on the inner game of speaking. But that's all changed based on some coaching I've done with a woman named Jennifer Leone. She's one of my fellow world-class speaking coaches. And more recently, a book that I highly recommend you get. Before you get anything that I've done, any books or courses, any courses by any other speaker or speech coach, buy this book. And here it is on my very fancy book. You could recognize that as an iPad. The book is titled Present Yourself in Public Speaking. This excellent book was written by a woman named Mary Shane. Mary is the first runner-up of the 2009 World Championship of Public Speaking. What she challenges you to do in this book is to be willing to look at some difficulties or struggles, messages that you've heard your entire life. Not just about public speaking, but ideas that have shamed you and held you back. But there are also messages you've heard that have restricted your ability to be the most effective communicator possible. My speech coach, Craig Valentine, has a wonderful phrase that he shares with people when they ask him, Craig, what subject should I talk about? What do people want to hear? Craig says, don't focus on those questions. Instead, think about that part of your life where you don't want to go. That's what you need to be talking about if you truly want to touch lives and inspire people. Well, Mary's book will help you do just that. She has several exercises, and I'm just now going back through the book and really diving into the exercises. And I have gotten some insight into myself that I didn't know was there after, 25 years of speaking. This will help me become a better communicator. So I highly recommend this book. For example, I often share a story with audiences about how after 25 years I got involved in public speaking. The incident that occurred was in first grade. I was 6 years old. It was one of those gloomy fall afternoons. It was nap time. All of my classmates had their heads on their desks, except for one. That would be me. I was standing on top of my desk. And the reason I was standing there is I was being punished because during lunchtime that day I decided to stand on top of my desk and do my best impersonation of a jet plane. I thought it was good. My classmate who ratted on me didn't think it was so funny, and neither did Mrs. North, my teacher. I didn't think this would be a big deal until I stepped on that desk and I realized that my classmates weren't going to be sleeping. No, they were going to be making fun of me. They were going to be pointing at me, sticking their tongues out, and basically taunting me. I don't remember how long I stood on that desk, but my 54-year-old brain looks back half a century and says it must have been hours because that's how it felt. It might have been 5 minutes, it might have been 30, I don't know. But what I do know is when I stepped off that desk, the message was implanted in me. Never stand in front of others or make yourself the center of attention because it's humiliating. And that's what held me back for 25 years. Now, I've shared that story for years, but what I didn't understand until I went through Mary's book is that there was a deep level of shame that I also associated with that event when I was young. It was as if something was wrong with me. going through her book helped me realize that this message has been weighing me down as a speaker and causing me to hold back. It's one of those areas that, to Craig Valentine's suggestion, I'm not willing to go or haven't been willing to go because it was too shameful. It was too embarrassing. Well, now I can go deeper. The story's not just about me stepping on the desk and stepping down and saying, I'm never standing in front of a group again. There are a lot more negative feelings that I'm just coming to grips with that if I share those with audiences may help them get past some of their fears, not just with public speaking, but life in general. So hopefully you can tell from this video, I highly recommend this book. Go to Amazon right now and order either the Kindle version like I have or the paperback version. You will not be sorry. Mary is brilliant. And she's brilliant because she causes you to think more deeply about your own difficulties. Sounds like fun, right? Get the book. It's worth it. Until the next video, always remember to stand up and speak up, and you can stand out from the crowd. Talk to you next time. Now, when I first stepped on that desk, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal until I realized that my classmate, I'm a communicator. I can't say the word classmate, but I can say classmate.